This one was one of my most anticipated releases for September, and thanks to Netgalley, I got to read it early so I can provide the review to you guys right before it comes out. That way you'll know whether or not you want to come pick it up. I mean, look at this cover though. How can you not want this on your shelf? But fear not if you actually don't want the cat face. The other cover that I have seen for it is still pretty cool too, and I will show that at different times of the video as we swap covers. Starter Villain follows Charlie Fitzer. It's totally in his point of view. We will talk about other characters though a little bit, like that play a big parts for Charlie. He is just your average, well, kind of 30-ish year old man. I never really could figure out his age. There was nothing pinning it down anywhere. And he's just been going through a rough time for the past several years. This was something about the book though. I don't remember it ever saying how old Charlie is, like just rough guesstimates in his 30s. It doesn't say how long since he was laid off from his business reporter job to when it is now, and nor how long it's been since his dad actually passed. Because when he was laid off, his wife also left him. And so he moved back home with his dad to take care of his dad when he got sick. And it doesn't say how long though he's been there. I get the feeling though it's been at least a year, possibly a little more. And Charlie's just been kind of stuck. He does have this goal though of buying the local pub that the owner wants to retire. So he's selling the pub and the additional businesses that are on the lot with it. And Charlie wants to go buy this, but he does need collateral, and he can't use the house because the house was left to all 4 siblings. So he can't exactly use that. On this day though that he's going to the bank, he also finds out that his uncle Jake, who he hasn't seen since he was 5, has passed away. And this will play a big part, of course, if you have heard anything about the book or read the back of the book, then you'll understand that part. 2 other characters though that do play a very big part in Charlie's story is going to be Morrison, who worked with his uncle. So she will help kind of guide him and help him understand what's happening as the story progresses. The other one that our main character that's actually featured on the book cover is Hera. Hera is Charlie's cat, and she plays a huge role in this story, which I'm trying to decide if I can say it. I might say it a little bit later. Yeah, because I think it's on the back of the book too. But yes, Hera, big role for Charlie, very emotional impact for Charlie too. So yes, and the end of the book. The end of the book. Okay, but those 2 are our additional supporting characters that really help Charlie move through the story. And we can give a small shout out to Tobias the Stabber, because it's just funny that Charlie will call him Tobias the Stabber pretty much through the whole book. The actual plot of the book though is Charlie was trying to get the business loan to be able to buy the pub and adjoining businesses. Like he was asking for almost the exact amount that it was, valued at going to sell for. And the bank though turns him down unless he can get his siblings to sign off on using the house as collateral. But as he's coming home from the bank, he finds Morrison to tell him that his uncle has left a bequest for Charlie. And if Charlie will just stand for his uncle at his uncle's funeral, then he would be entitled to stuff. Little does he know what will happen at that funeral. And she doesn't tell him till after too, that hey, your uncle's main business wasn't parking garages like you thought. We were villains. And we'll get into that later. And he has left you though, he wants you to take over and continue the business for him, to continue what he was doing against other interests, other villains. And this is also where, you've already seen Hera, and he's just found another kitten that looks almost like Hera, and he calls her Persephone, and they're so cute. But this is when though he finds out about Hera's part in stuff. As Charlie does go to take over the business, he agrees and he goes to the volcano lair. But I'll give it this, they thought it through. It is a volcano lair only because it was cost effective to buy it. And also it provides free power, unlimited free power, because it's still kind of an active volcano. It's very funny though, because he's like, it's not a secret or anything. She's like, no, we're on Google Maps. Now, what the cats play into this as also the back of the book stated, is they are sentient cats. So they have been genetically altered, and at this point they're all clones of the original not species, but of the original version that got the right markup. But they are sentient cats. No, they don't talk to you, but they have their own keyboards, their own ergonomically designed for their little pawsies keyboards. And Charlie even admits it, Hera is so much smarter than him. He's like, it's only a little odd that my cat is smarter than me. She's like, it takes a big person to be able to admit that. So, very funny. So they have smart cats, and they also will find out when he gets there that for surveillance around the island, they have smart dolphins. So dolphins, do security work. The dolphins, though, are a-holes, but they've been kind of treated badly, and they're more vocal about it than their issue with it than the cats. The cats, though, aren't treated badly per se, but their thing is, well, they get to be in management, they get to walk around, land, while we're just stuck here. Probably shouldn't have mentioned that. Oh well, we will move on though. The biggest problem, and what Charlie needed to take over the business for, is the other villains. The other villains who actively want to get what Charlie's uncle had. Because Charlie's uncle was very good at disrupting all of their plans, all of their other businesses. And one, they want to, get the company that he was running. Or two, they want to bring Charlie into their fold and make him one of them. So the whole span of the book takes place over maybe a month. I almost want to say less than a month, but I feel like there was jumps of like a week or two between some events happening. So I want to say the whole book takes place maybe over the course of a month, except for the end, because that's like, 6-7 months later where it gets to the happy ending. And yes, I'm going to say it's a happy ending because it's a perfect ending for Charlie. It is. That was right. I loved the ending of this book. With the book only taking place over a month, though, the pacing was slightly back and forth because there would be the time skips, but at the same time, there would be some chapters that just felt like fast movement, and then others that, were very, very detail heavy, and I don't know, 3 chapters could span like a small amount of time. So, yeah, there was that. The pacing was a little bit back and forth, which is probably also what no, I won't say that's what brought it down. I don't know. It just wasn't the same. It didn't hit the spot quite the same as the other book that I'd wanted. So that's kind of what brought my rating down a little bit. I already said that the end of the book was it was a perfect fit for Charlie, which is what I wanted to say after that, but I messed up my talking about the ending and the pacing. I don't think I'm going to talk about spoilers, but this book is so short, and I feel like this video is going to be so short. And I already said the thing about the dolphins, which is, it's barely a spoiler, because we already talked about the cats. It's barely a spoiler. I don't know. I also feel, though, that the reveal through the book, towards the end, it was pretty good. I did not see how that was going to play out going. Some of the things, like towards the middle where you thought what would be the end, that was pretty clear cut. Okay, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, that. But Charlie really grew into the role, and then stuff. So that was neat. That was different. I was not quite expecting that. Enjoyable, very much. The rating then, because I'm not going to say spoilers because it's a short book. There's not a lot I can say spoilers for. So just the rating of the book. It ended up being a 4, which is a little bit less than his other book that I absolutely loved from last year, which is why, especially with the picture of the cat, I'm going to do this, even though I know it's probably not on this side anymore at this point. I don't know. But I really expected to like this one too because I liked his humor. I liked this, but it just wasn't. Is it bad to say it wasn't as funny? It just, I don't know, it didn't speak to me quite the same. I loved the cats. I liked Charlie as a character. Some of the time things were just not irritating, but a little off. You just wanted more. So that's why it's a 4 stars for me. It's still a really good book. Short, fun time. So yeah, I would recommend this to anybody who wants just a smaller read, fiction type book, because yeah, it's good. It's just going to be fiction, and it's mostly, yeah, it's just fiction. I can't even say science fiction. I mean, sure that the sentient cats, but it's not that. It's fiction, and that's fine, right? Maybe it is science fiction. I don't know. But if you read mostly fiction, and this is science fiction, you'd still like it. It takes place in our world. It doesn't, it doesn't stray too far from the normal of what fiction is. Why did we have these classifications again? I don't remember. I got off topic. We're going to circle back around and just end the video. This felt very short. Hopefully it was okay. Hopefully you enjoyed it and are going to want to go pick up this book or like this video. Check out some of my other ones. Like every Monday, we do the new book releases or other unboxings, reviews, and you'll subscribe to the channel for future new books, reviews, unboxings, all the stuff. Stick around for all the stuff. And if you have read this book too, let me know what you thought about it, how it came out for you. Yeah. Thank you all for being here. I hope you're finding something awesome to read today, and I'll see you later. Bye.